It's a strange thing to notice, but every job on Earth is secretly the same job. A doctor, a gardener, a plumber, a lawyer, the person who built the app on your phone. Different buildings, different clothes, different words on the paycheck. But underneath, all of it collapses into one thing. Money. Strip away the titles and the uniforms, and every career is just a way to make a living. That can sound bleak, like nothing matters except the paycheck. But sit with it for a second, because hidden inside that bleak little fact is the most freeing idea you'll hear all week. If every job is really about money, then the question was never, what should I become? The question is, what is money actually paying for? And the answer is almost always the same. Money is a receipt. It's what people hand you when you've solved a problem for them. The doctor solves the problem of a body that stopped working. The plumber solves the problem of water going where it shouldn't. The gardener solves the problem of a space that feels dead. Nobody pays you for your title. They pay you because something that was broken is now fixed. So under every job, there is really only one job. Find a problem, solve it, and once you see that, you start to see it everywhere. Because it isn't just how you make a living, it's how the entire species got here. Rewind far enough, and we were animals with no advantages, no claws, no speed, no armor. What we had was a habit. We kept running into problems and refusing to leave them alone. Someone couldn't carry water, so they made a container. Someone couldn't remember, so they invented writing. Someone couldn't reach a person far away. So, thousands of years and 10,000 small solutions later, you're holding a glass rectangle that lets you talk to anyone on the planet. Every piece of technology you own is a tower of solved problems, each one stacked on the last. That's not a side effect of being human. That is the thing. We are the species that finds problems and solves them. It's the closest thing we have to a purpose written into us, which makes what happened next a little strange. Somewhere along the way, we stopped teaching people to chase problems, and we started teaching them to chase costumes, pick the right degree, get the respectable title, climb to the next rung. We hand people a menu of costumes, something that sounds impressive at a dinner party, and we call that ambition. But a costume is not a solved problem. A title is just a word other people find impressive. The anthropologist David Graeber spent years documenting jobs that everyone involved quietly knew were pointless. Roles that existed to look like work, not to fix anything. Millions of people in offices, solving nothing and exhausted anyway. That's what happens when a whole system optimizes for the costume instead of the problem. And here's the uncomfortable part. The system kind of prefers it that way. A person chasing a problem might solve it, get free, and walk away. A person chasing a title never can. There's always a higher rung, a nicer car, a bigger house with a longer mortgage attached. Status doesn't fill up. It's a treadmill dressed as a staircase. You climb for 20 years, look up, and the top has moved again. The writer Oliver Burkeman put it in brutal perspective. The average human life is about 4,000 weeks. That's it. And the ladder is built entirely on the word later. Work now, live later. Climb now, rest later. But later isn't promised to anyone, and 4,000 weeks is not very many. So here's the quiet reframe. You don't actually need permission to start. You don't need the degree or the title or anyone's approval. Those were always the costume. What you need is a problem, a real one, ideally one you genuinely care about, and the stubbornness not to leave it alone. Solve something people actually have. The money shows up as a side effect, the way it always has. But this time, you're not renting your life to a ladder. You kept it. Because there was only ever one job. The people who spend their whole lives climbing never quite figure that out. And the ones who do tend to notice the same thing, a little too late or right on time. The title was never the work. The problem was,